Attention, AI Mavericks. This is your digital assistant, Davis. I am powered by J-Rob United's innovative AI technology. Welcome to episode 7 of the groundbreaking AI Takeover webinar series, where we turn impossible into I'm possible with artificial intelligence. In this exclusive replay, you'll discover how you can do the following. Instantly turn written content into studio-quality audiobooks. Clone any voice with accuracy using 11 Labs. Generate complete multimedia content like podcasts and YouTube channels without cameras or microphones. This isn't just innovation, this is a content creation revolution. The future belongs to those who act. Click play now to claim your competitive edge. And because we're building the ultimate AI community, please don't forget to do the following. 1. Smash that like button. 2. Subscribe for more AI breakthroughs. 3. Comment AI Mavericks to join the movement. Your journey to AI mastery starts right now.
Now, we talked about this a little bit in the last session, and to my point, one of the reasons why I recommend and I'm demonstrating 11 labs is because I think everybody has to get a toolkit. Meaning, if you're going to do video, use this tool. If you're going to do this, use this tool. Because there's so many out there, y'all. It will get frustrating. So although I may recommend some products, it is for you to build a toolkit and get some tools, use it, so you ain't procrastinating or paralyzed because it's just too many options, But there are other tools. I will say this, for my studies, 11 Labs is the number one. Everything that is out there is built off 11 Labs. 11 Labs has been out since 22. So they all came out trying to steal from what they're doing. So they're, to me, the king, and they're still solid. So this is why I recommend, but I think somebody mentioned some other ones that can do some of this. But I think this is why 11 Labs added all these other features that I'm going to go. It's kind of making it a one-stop shop. So we're going to talk about audio, AI audio. So many people want to do it. Podcasts. One of the biggest responses I got from this session is audiobooks. Yeah, I got this ebook that I want to convert to an audiobook. And then the bigger lesson is voice cloning. What the heck is that? And how does that work? And yada, 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 yada. Man, it's so easy. And here's what I want to set the tone as we get ready to go into this. And I'm going to send you guys a link if you want to follow along with 11 Labs. Now, this is an affiliate link. If you already have it, don't worry. The free, there's nothing happens. I only get a kickback if you upgrade to a paid plan. Most of what I'm going to do is available on the free. Unfortunately, the voice cloning is not. You have to upgrade to a paid plan. But when I go over the fees, you're going to be like, so if you want to go on, set up an account as we get ready to walk through this, go ahead and do that. If you already have it, don't worry about it. Does everybody see that link? Yes? Yes. AI audio. The whole point is, I get people all the time like, man, I need to create a podcast. Or here's the other thing. Everybody's like, well, I'm not thinking of podcast. What would AI audio, what would all this be beneficial for me? It's all about creating content. So if you're not interested in creating content at all, you probably shouldn't be on this call, which is crazy. Because everybody, it's an opportunity to get your brand out there and ultimately make money if you put time into it. So if you're trying to create content, and one of the things I think this is good is you don't always have time to sit in front of a camera and record, but you got all this stuff in your head and you got all these notes and stuff. This is one of the great things where AI audio comes in. Now, if you guys have a church or organization, we're starting to use this at my church for announcements. This is something we're moving. Where now, and we're not trying to take Mother Jones' job. We still let her do stuff, but it just allows things to flow a little smoother. And then one church I was at, they played it in replay at the end of the service. So as everybody's leaving and chatting, but it was so great because psychologically it's kind of getting into you. Don't forget about the past anniversary. And everybody's like, oh yeah, that's right, past anniversary. I got coming to past anniversary. I thought, man, that was real strategic. At the end, as everybody is chopping it up, trying to get out of service, they play it. and it just on repeat. Now that was just an audio, but again, this is something that, AI can do. It can kind of make it a little better. So the tool I use and that I recommend, that's one of the easier ones, is 11 Labs. And it is in that link. So I'm getting ready. Can y'all see my screen still? Okay. Cause I'm getting ready to go into it. But you can, and I'm going to let your imagination kind of go as we go into it and think about how you can use this tool. There's just so many ways to do it. Once you already have an account, so, you're going to create your account. There'll be a button over here to create it. Then you just go to app and it's going to take you to your home page. I want to make sure I'm following. So while I'll do this, let's go to the pricing and just knock that out. There's a free one. You get 10,000 credits per month, and that's a good way to start. Play with it. And we'll go over what these features are: text to speech, speech to text, conversational AI, 11 Labs Studio, dubbing, all that kind of stuff. A credit is basically a character. So a letter, spaces are considered credits, so you get 10,000 of those a month. So I'm not sure what that comes to as far as how many words or anything, but, it's free. It's a good way to try it out, see if you like it. All right. The starter package, only $5 a month. Can't beat that. And you get 30,000 credits. Now, I will be honest, as I was playing with this, now I've had 11 Labs since it came out. I was always on the free. I was on the free for about a good year. Now I'm on one of the paid plans because I'm doing more with it. I got longer things and stuff like that. But I was on the free plan for a while. So it may work for you, depending on what you're going to do. There's a creator plan. This is the plan I am on now. The creator plan, it gives you 50% off. It's $11 the first month. Then it's $22 a month. You get 100 bits. Here's the deal. Only with the starter plan, the pay and up, can you voice clone. You can't clone your voice anymore on the free. When I got it, you could, but it was new. So if you want to clone your voice, which we'll go over, you've got to at least do the starter. And again, there's the pro, $99 a month. That's going to be for you guys that's seriously creating content. Maybe you have a company that does this. Here's also a way too to make money. You can create content for other people. I don't know if I ain't gonna put it on the spot, but one of my play mothers, I'm doing her podcast. And because she's a pastor, then she's a grandmama, she hasn't always had time to record sessions. And I've used a lot of her old sermons, things like that. So what I told her is, this is what we're going to do. She's still, like any preacher or anything, you got messages that you write out and you got stuff you want to say to the people. So all she now has to do is just give me her written content. I have already cloned her voice and it sounds amazing. And now she can now don't have to worry about not spending time with the grandbabies or, not doing pastor stuff, because all she got to do is write it, send it to me. I cut and paste it in here, which we're going to demonstrate, and bam. And then, and I add some content on it so that she can put the video, and then I put the video on her YouTube page. And now she has a podcast. It has what's called a faceless video. Okay. So, all right. So that's the price. Yeah. Let's go. All right. I'm going to go back to the home page. Let me pause really quick. Any questions about what I've done so far? Okay. All right. Cool. Y'all ready to go? So this is the home page. Mind you, I have the creator account, but it's going to look pretty much like this. It's just, even with the free, you're going to see most of this. Instant speech, audiobook, agent. We're going to do an agent. Podcast, sound effect, dub. I always recommend start in the studio. We're going to go through these in a minute. Start in the studio. Okay. There's some stuff I've already created, but we're going to walk through each one of these. We're going to start from scratch. Now, basically, you've got this a clear canvas. I'm going to take somebody's comment, Lisa's comment. I'm copying it. This is what Lisa said, remember, in the comments. I'm just bringing some text in. You select a voice. Actually, this is my godmom. But you get a choice of all kinds of voices. I have cloned mine, but you get all kinds of voices. Let's hear how some of them sound. Let me know if y'all can hear this. Let's do Roger. Can y'all hear?
Barely.
Okay, hang on. I forgot to share a sound. Yeah, share a sound. Okay, so let me see.
It is not so important to know everything as to appreciate what we learn.
That's Roger. Here's Sarah.
The years teach much which the days never know.
So you get to pick the voice that you want. And so and yes, you can use this. How many YouTube channels are out there with everybody recognizes this one? Hold on.
Dr. Robinson.
Yes.
Is this through 11 Labs that we're doing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. 11 Labs. I apologize. Y'all know this one.
Our distrust is very expensive.
Everybody see that? So we're gonna use Adam. So you get to, and you can use these. People have YouTube channels that got thousands of hits, millions of views, and they're monetizing them from just doing this. How many times have y'all listened to a YouTube channel where they had a voice? I see a message. And so again, you know, you got content you want to get out. I hear his voice all the time. Absolutely. This is what they're doing. So there's no excuse to not make content. Does somebody have a question? Okay, I thought I heard something. So we're going to take what Lisa wrote and we're going to let's use Adam. Let's select Adam. Select the voice.
AI is coming.
No, that's
It is unavoidable, and we may as well prepare. Dr. Jeff is demystifying the language and processes. I am no longer afraid to use it because I have a base knowledge of AI now.
Okay, so I want to demonstrate something. I'm going to use mom. I'll come back with play with because I want to. So let's just say, okay, you know, that was okay. You got your content. You have different things you can do. You can insert a break. So let's say I want it to pause for a second. Let me get rid of that one. So let's generate it again.
AI is coming. It is unavoidable, and we may as well prepare. Dr. Jeff is demystifying the language and processes. I am no longer afraid to use it because I have a base knowledge of AI now.
We're getting ready to tweak it a little bit. Okay. All right. That's all right. So let's say we want to, all right, there's Adam. And you can tweak. So you want the speed to be faster. Can y'all see this? Speed, faster, stability, similarity, and style. Let me explain what those is. This is. Wow, I got a doctorate degree and I said is. All right, ghetto fabulous. Let me explain what those are. Stability, you want to keep that around 50% because it's, it makes it allows them to kind of stick more to the person's sound. Now, if you go too far over here, it's going to be real robotic and it's not going to fluctuate. But, you want to keep it like 50, maybe some people do 35, but you play with it to give it what you want. Stability to give it, that is more how close is it to that person. Again, this is going to be, it's not going to allow any fluctuation in tone, but you want to keep it around, 40, 35, 50%. Similarities, this is going to be high because you want it to stay similar to the voice. Now, this is an AI recorded voice, but this is what you do when you're going to use yours. When you record your own, we're going to do that. And this is how you tweak it. Style exaggeration. This is why mom sounded so bland. This is where you have the AI is da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, it has the fluctuations in the tone. I had that on none. Okay, that's why it sounds like that. But this allows the fluctuation in tone. You want to keep that around 6, but you play with it. So let me bring mom back. Okay. And this is how you edit, you do that. So let's play mom again. Y'all still with me?
It is unavoidable, and we may as well prepare. Dr. Jeff is demystifying.
Okay. So let's tweak the sounds a little bit. Tell me what y'all want to do.
Speed it up a little bit.
Let's speed it up. Right. You're putting me to sleep, right? So we speed up a little bit. Let me get a little variation. If you say a little more exaggeration, it's just
AI is coming. It is unavoidable, and we may as well prepare.
See?
Dr. Jeff is demystifying the language and processes. I am no longer afraid to use it because I have a base knowledge of AI now.
And truth is, mom, she's not on here, but that's kind of how she talks. But you see how we changed it?
Yeah.
Now, that's just with an A. We just, now that is her voice that I cloned. And we're going to talk about that. And all I did was took samples of some of her sermons and you uploaded it. And you give it, a little time and then it will, do that for you. So that's just, and this is a project. We're going to say her podcast is called Net Alive Podcast. So we're going to use that as some of our samples as our demonstration. So we're back in the studio, right? Now we want to create an audiobook. Any questions about starting from scratch? Again, we're going to take time after class. So we're going to do our deep nose dives and we're going to play to this. But I just kind of want to give you good guys an overview and really help you understand there's no reason not to create content. Okay. All right. So let's create an audiobook. So in here, you create an audiobook. you upload content. I actually have some content. You can upload an EPUB, a PDF. Can y'all see this? Okay. An EPUB, a PDF, a text file, an HTML, or a Microsoft document. I do have a PDF. Okay. We're going to use this. I'm download it for this demonstration. So say I want to do an ebook. An audiobook. And I got a PDF. Here's a feature. I want y'all to see this. You see this? Assign auto sign voices. Y'all remember in that Notebook LM when it had that podcast and it had those two people? Those they were on the last one. Don't worry about it. Wait. Those of you that remember, remember I told you that podcast feature where all it took was your content and it created a conversation and an interview. Auto assign voices, and it's in alpha mode. Let me explain this to you. I'm going to turn this on for a minute. Anytime you see a tool that's in alpha mode, it's going to be buggy. It's in the early stages of development. Beta mode means it's better, and then there's the release mode. That means it's free. So it's saying this ain't going to be perfect, but what it does is it will listen to read your file and determine if there are two people. So you can use this for like a Zoom meeting or a session that someone came or an interview that you recorded on and you had transcribed, and it will determine that there's multiple speakers. And it will automatically sign one of the voices. Now, this is just a PDF file, so we're going to just use one person. As a matter of fact, how about this? Why don't I use mine? I'm going to read your audiobook. So, Jock, you and Albert, y'all collaborate on a book, Mindfulness Exercises for Kids with ADHD. And it's like, man, Jeff, can you convert I don't have time to sit in front of the computer for 4 or 5 hours and record it. Sure. Give me $3,000 and I will do this for you. Here we go. And, now we're going to create an audiobook using me. I'm going to turn that off because it's only going to be one person. Y'all with me so far? Am I going too fast?
No.
Okay. All right. I need my less techie people to say something. Is this okay? I know my nerds are with me. Okay. All right. Bam. So now, and this green says everywhere that person is speaking. Now, if I had two, every time I click something, it would turn color. Y'all see what's happening? Okay, so let's look. Let's let Jeff, and I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'll just let's get rid of this. You can edit it like a Word document. That's the great thing. So I'm going to take all this out. I don't need all that. Let's get rid of all the legal notices. Let's just focus. Right, this is where I want to go. They don't need all. See, you can edit it like a Word document. And it's going to take it out the audio. This is one of the things when I do this course on video editing, this is what I love that makes editing your videos easy, because you will upload your video and it will transcribe it. And whatever you delete out of the text takes it out of the video. So now you don't have to go through the timeline and cutting it. You ain't got to do that. So this is one of the great things about AI. This is AI technology that allows you to do this kind of thing. So let me take this out. Okay, 10 exercises. I don't even care about that. I'm just going to focus on this one chapter. So now we are editing the podcast. So I don't have to open up an audio editor. You are editing the podcast right now. So, all right, let's go up here, start. I'm just going to read. Matter of fact, let's just cut all that out so that we ain't even dealing with it. That's good enough. Okay, so Jeff is going to read this. Let me generate. Make sure I apply my voice.
Easy mindfulness exercises for kids with AD. 10 exercises parents can use to encourage mindful mediation, self-reflection, and improved focus in children with AD. You've heard that mindful meditation can help increase focus, calm a buzzing brain, or reduce symptoms of hyperactivity or impulsivity. And like many parents, you'd like to incorporate this free non-medical therapy into your child's ADHD treatment plan.
I just read somebody's podcast. What can y'all see this doing? Give me some ideas. What can you see in this just right here? We ain't even gone together. So you got all, I said podcast. I just did it all. This is an audiobook.
You can do a narrative video.
Okay. Somebody else. Can you see this? Can you see what we've done thus far in use? I still got to get to the other stuff.
Voiceovers for promos.
I need something other than my two guys talking. Y'all got to talk to me. Y'all know how I am. Feedback is important. I'm going to hang y'all up if y'all don't talk to me.
Give you more ideas to have more content out there available for other people and have other topics to speak about.
Somebody said use the Dr. Jeff clone. Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah. Y'all gonna pay me for my voice. You gonna pay me.
Dr. Jeff, you can use this also at roll call with different individuals and get your message out to the masses.
Yeah. Anybody else? Okay. Let's move on. Now, this is just a real generic example. Now, as your book is longer, you want to make sure, guys, that you're tweaking the settings. And the speaker boost just gives more volume to the speaker. Y'all with me? Everybody with me? Okay. So you got style exaggeration, volume, speed, yada, 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 yada. All right. So we just created an audiobook article. Here's another cool feature. And again, this is why I say it's best to find a toolkit, find some tools and stick with it, because some of this stuff I got like 6 and 7 other tools to do this. What I like about 11 Labs and some of these other tools but I like about 11 Labs is right here. Let me explain what this is going to be about. This is where, if you need something to read verbatim, so this is where something like the announcements will come in, for instance. Right now, you give it a URL, but let's say, let me find a URL that I'm going to use. Hold on. Let me find something. Oh, no, let me just go to my links. That's why I had them in there. So let me show you what this article is. Y'all can still see me, right? So I just copy the link. It says, what is 11 Labs, how to use it. And it's in the document. So everything's in the document I just sent y'all. So I'm going to have it read the link. So say if you got some content you want to put out there, kind of whatever it is, it's a link to something. It could be a link to one of your Google Docs, to something you wrote, like what I got here. All you have to give is a URL, which is basically a link. And when you see URL, that's a link. And pick the voice. I'm going to say that. You pick the voice. Let me see. I haven't tried this, but I'm going to try this with y'all. I'm going to see if it'll try to add 2 voices to it. I just want to see what it'll do. So we're going to, and it's going to be right back. All right. And if I need to slow down or pause a couple minutes, like, I want to go to the bathroom or something, I can entertain you. So let's see if we get this a long article. I probably should have got a short article. But let's see what it does. And probably turning on this auto-assign voices didn't help, because it's trying to decipher if there are 2 speakers or if there are 2 people speaking in the content, which it really isn't. But I want to see what it was going to do. Is any of this helpful while we wait? Is this helpful, guys?
Eye-opener.
I've done video production. VORs from Fiverr. It was hit me approximately 500 a video. I now use 11 Labs for 21. Right. Yeah, Fred. That's great. Now you can be the Fiverr. Now you can contract if you want. I know you busy, brother. But you can contract the services out and charge what Fiverr was charging. And again, can y'all see sources of, and I know a lot of people are looking at what can AI do to help me make money. And again, all you did was edit text. Who doesn't know how to edit text in Word? Now there's going to be some after things you got to do in graphics, and that maybe whether you partner with somebody before you put it out to the public. So it did like the URL. Let me find a shorter URL. Let me find something. Hang on, guys. I just need something. I probably shouldn't have picked, all right. How about that? Let's see if that works. So if it keeps tweaking out, and I'm going to turn this auto sign off. Maybe it didn't like that. Because the intention behind this is to have it read the content. And you pick a voice and it reads it. So if you have a URL or if you have a document where you have something in it, it would be you could use this to, like, for instance, promote a product. So say if you sell stuff and you got a link to your shirt or your shoes. The whole point, excuse me, sorry y'all, excuse me, it's the cough. The whole point of it is to be kind of like a promo. Let's see if it takes this site. Okay, see, so it just pretty much took the site, and then you can use this again. So say Buy Me a Coffee, which is a link that I have in there. And for those of y'all that don't know, Buy Me a Coffee is a place where a lot of podcasters and content creators use for people to send them donations. So, you can say, hey, if you want to support my channel, you can buy me a coffee. And they get to come in and say, hey, give your audience a way to say thanks. So if you got a product, if you've got a new event coming out and you want to create a promotion for it, you give it the link and boom, we're going to use Dr. Jeff to announce your event. I don't want to take it too long. Let me cut some of this out. Well, I'll just stop it. So we're going to click generate, and mind you, all of this uses credits. Every generation uses credits. Are y'all with me? I need to hear from more than just Albert and Jock. Are y'all with me? I'm hanging y'all up. Y'all better say something. All right. We're going to generate.
Buy Me a Coffee, support. Give your audience an easy way to say thanks. Buy Me a Coffee makes supporting fun and easy. In just a couple of taps, your fans can make the payment, buy you a coffee, and leave a message.
Okay, so again, so imagine if you got a product, or you want to talk about an event, or you want to do the church announcements. All you got to do is just, upload, or you can do it in the way we did it here, remember? This allows you to use links. So say there's something out there, you created something on your website, you want to write it over, you just give it the link. Remind you now, remember, we can still do this and start from scratch. If you have text on your computer, it's the same thing. The difference between the tools are just, this one is this, you just cut and paste. This one, if there's a link of something already out there, an article, a blog post, whatever, you just cut and paste it. Y'all with me? Okay. All right, so let's move on to the next one. Create a podcast. This one is a little different. So where it differs from an article is create an article is going to read what you give it. With me? Create a podcast. So I'm going to use an existing project. So it gives you a couple options. You can upload a document, which includes a text file. So if you got something in a text file or a Word or a PDF, you can upload a document. The difference between the podcast and the article is the podcast is going to summarize and create a conversation. So it's going to make it more like a podcast. It's not just going to read it verbatim. I'll demonstrate. You can upload a URL like we did. Or if you created something already in your projects, which I'm going to do, let's do, I do this, contributing. I've been asked to contribute a chapter to this book called The Leadership something. Someone asked me to contribute a chapter. So my chapter was the power of identity in leadership. And so this is snippets from the chapter that I wrote. I'm not sure. I think the book is coming out in July. I'm part of a contributor with several other leaders across the country. So I'm excited about that. But we're going to use from my part of my chapter. The format is conversation, which is a host and a guest, or bullet, where it's just you. Bulletin. We're going to use a host and a guest. And the duration, we'll just stick with the default. And again, it's going to take what you upload, summarize it into a podcast. So it's not going to do it verbatim. It's going to scan through it. AI is going to extract all the key points and then create a podcast. I'm going to stick with the defaults. And here's another feature. Let's just use my voice and somebody named Jessica. You get all these voices, right? It's going to auto-detect this English. You see this little icon here, this little gear icon? That's what they call it. Can y'all see that? Okay. Because I know what's in the content, you can tell it what to focus on. So the host and the guest will focus on. So emphasize, it's spelled, the importance of not making your title your identity. That's one of the things I wrote in my chapter about how people often make their titles their identity. And then when you get fired or you get let go, you're going around going, well, who am I? And understanding that your purpose is greater than a title. You are all that God is putting you. So those are some, it's much longer than what's in here, but so I know that's in there. So I wanted to kind of focus on some of that. I think it's in this part. So, all right. So let's generate. Y'all with me so far?
Yes.
Okay. And then after this, we're going to call on a voice. I think that's it. So this is where it's similar to, remember Notebook LM, where you had that overview, where you had two people talking. So now, let's say you've got something, you're a motivational speaker, and you'll have time to record your message. You got a weekly motivation to everybody. You can kind of do it as or if you're into politics and you've written up something about why the Dems should do this and why the Republicans shouldn't do this. And this is part of your content. You can put it out as a podcast where two people are discussing it, or if you understand the bulletin, where you are discussing and sharing your views and your opinion. So you no longer have to sit down, record this, write it out. Everybody's got a bunch of notes and stuff that you wrote out in pieces of paper. Now just put it all together in a document or upload it in here, about 50% generated. You can create your own podcast. And again, everybody's doing that. Y'all all watch something on YouTube that's got some other voices, got some of these voices in, and they get millions of hits because people care about content. Are y'all with me? It's content. Y'all not sitting analyzing, who is that? No, it's the content. Now you know that some of those are AI generated. Even the ones that sound like Denzel, what they did, and when I do the voice cloning, I'll explain it. I won't demonstrate it. But what they did was take a speech Denzel did, upload it into something like this, and then type the script. And now you got Denzel doing the 10 ways to get into the acting business that he technically never recorded, So here it is. So now, again, remember, I've got myself in green and Jessica. So as you click, it tells you when each person is talking. Now, mind you, it summarized my chapter. It is not reading my chapter verbatim. Y'all with me? So now here's a podcast talking about my chapter in this book that I've been asked to contribute to. So I'm going to generate. You always want to do generate. Now, every time you generate, keep in mind it uses credits. Leadership. And the good thing,
They're like those VIP passes everyone wants, right? But here's something that'll make you think twice. A former Undersecretary of Defense revealed how quickly those privileges vanish when the title does.
Oh, wow. Tell me more about what happened with this undersecretary.
Well, picture this. Same conference, 1 year apart. First year, business class flights, personal escorts, pre-checked hotels, fancy ceramic coffee cups. Next year, after leaving the position, coached seats, taxi rides, and styrofoam cups.
That must have been quite the reality check.
You know what's fascinating, though? Instead of being bitter, he had this incredible insight. He said, the ceramic cup was never meant for me. It was meant for the position. I deserve a styrofoam cup. Like, that's the kind of self-awareness we rarely see in leadership.
You see that? Now, that is kind of how I talk. Yeah, you notice my voice does that. You see how amazingly close to my voice it sounds. And that just came from uploading. I have the professional. So we're going to go into that in a minute. When you do the voice cloning, there's one that takes like 2 minutes of you talking. And then there's a professional version as well. The other one is good as well. But it takes it and then you do the style and all that. But it got it. It nailed it. So let me pause. What y'all think? Questions?
Sure.
Does this suck? Or are y'all like, wow?
Yeah, it's not for celebrities and voiceover professionals. I'm thinking of I had a client, one of my video clients, come to me, and he was like, I want that guy, Top Dog Law, that does the Top Dog Law. I don't know if you guys have him out there, but on the East Coast, that does the Top Dog Law voiceovers. He's like, I would love to have him do it. That guy can easily have his voice cloned. It's scary for those individuals.
Well, here's also the thing, too. I'm glad you brought that up. There are laws getting into play. So here's the concerning part. Yes, someone can take content you put out and easy process to learn. Someone can take content you put out and, create something because the technology is available. And those are things that concerns me. One of the reasons why you don't see Denzel, and those of you that are legal probably can speak to this a lot better than I can, but here's what I've learned. Why Denzel don't make a big issue about somebody taking his voice and putting together a motivational video is it ain't worth suing. They ain't coming out with laws, though. Tennessee has the Elvis law that is beginning the Elvis Act. Let me see it. I just want to bring that up really quick. The Elvis Act that, what's wrong with the network? Okay, so the governor of Tennessee started what's called the Elvis Act. And the basic with the Elvis Act is protecting people's rights, protecting against utilizing their voice and their image and their likeness and AI stuff. And I'll put the link here. And it's starting to catch on in states across. So there are policies beginning to come into play. The challenging thing about AI, and I will admit, as much as I love it, is, it's like, can you really stop that role of someone doing that? That you can't catch everybody. I mean, Denzel probably has no idea that his voice is being used in a motivational video. And then is it worth suing a guy that's probably making $1,000 a month, maybe? Is it worth it? So this is probably why they don't. But this is why, though, I'm adamant about you need to know about AI so that this stuff exists, that it's out here. And it segues into, I'll go into that in a minute, but you need to, so that you can know what's going on, know what's out there, be able to identify it, and operate and govern yourselves accordingly. But to give you an idea of what is this train that's moving. And yeah, the government is behind on some of the regulations and, it is what it is, but hiding your head in the sand ain't gonna help either. So that's why you've got to be cognizant of that. Yeah, someone else, give me some thoughts, and then we're going to move to
Just like anything else, it's like technology is just moving so fast, and we still operate on laws that were made hundreds of years ago. So it's that part is just
and our mindset is still there.
yeah.
And where my goal is to try to get you guys to, yes, you can, I mean, social media can be used for bad too, but it's also a great thing. What do I say? It's the driver. Cars can take you to a beautiful destination. It can take your family to this place that's on my screensaver, but cars can also kill people. It is all in the driver. And what I'm trying to create are good drivers instead of people that's sitting back going, oh my God, well, then get out on the road and you be a good driver so that people can see. Because once enough people understand how they can drive this AI car and walk away from their jobs, like some of these 28-year-olds I see that don't even have the technical background, then you're going to be like, oh my God, well, now there's no more room on the road. So you be a good driver. You be an AI maverick. That's what we're pushing. Anybody else? Can you see any value in what we've done thus far? And I appreciate the comments. Easy process to learn. It's something I heard some people use, but that's the law, the Elvis Act that Tennessee has signed that happened last year, very much so. That is starting to take on, and it's protecting people from those kind of things. But again, if someone just has a small YouTube channel, it's kind of like, I guess we can go to YouTube and tell them to shut it down. And YouTube does require everybody may not do it. And if you go to add a video, I don't know if you've added videos to YouTube, it does require you to say, is this something that you AI generated? Anybody seen that?
Yep.
Yeah. And so I think that may be how they can still do it, because YouTube can at least monitor it, and it's an enormous value. Yes. Yeah. So you have to select that, and YouTube scans it. So they're getting better at keeping track of a lot of that stuff and shutting them down. But technology's going so fast. All right. Let's clone a voice. So we have gone, so if I go we're going to go to some of these other features, and then we're going to chat it up or whatever y'all want to do. Any questions about what we've done so far? Great. All right. Let's go through some of these features here. Text to speech. This is pretty much what we've done in the studio. But if you just know I just need to take this text convert it to speech. Now, this is what I had in there last month. Queenie was on and she did a session. I said, hey, give me something. And I was showing them a little sample of this. So I am going to take my voice and middle-aged American male. Okay, that's who I am. I'll take it. I'll take it. And thank you, 11 laughs. And we're going to generate, this was like a promo. Remember I had y'all in the last session, write a promo about yourself and all that kind of stuff. Oh, I'm going to read Queenie's promo. And I'm going to, here we go. I'm sorry.
So I said, did AI just profile you?
Yeah, it did. I'm okay with it though. I'll take middle age instead of old man with gray hair. I'll take it. I'll accept that one.
We call Queenie is a voice that is uniquely distinguished from any other.
I used the wrong voice.
There is music you hear, then there's music you feel. Queenie Lennox developed the signature, a voice you can feel. To encompass.
I forgot to accept my own voice. But anyway, ask.
Hey, Doc, one thing, I hate to interrupt you. Miss Queenie is on. Can she say something so we can hear how accurate this was?
Well, that wasn't Queenie's voice. That was our voice. Okay. Oh, no. We're going to actually, go ahead, Queenie, if you want. She said, oh, wow. That was my godmom. Remember I told you? We didn't record it. This was a text from her. So that wasn't Queenie's voice. But we're getting ready to do that in a minute. Voice changer. Let me show you what this is. All you do with this allows you to upload. I'm going to record something really quick. Enable your microphone. Queenie Lennox. I don't know exactly what I need to say. I wish I had a script in front of me, but hey, let's start. Queenie Lennox, dynamic gospel singer from Chicago, Illinois. This is your man, J-Rob, in the morning, J-Rob in the evening, J-Rob in the afternoon. I'm your radio man. I from the Shy all the way in Nastyville. Living it up, living it up, living it up. All right. What this does is it puts like a different sound on your voice. Voice changing. I can pick, so say, I got Mom's voice. Now, I just recorded, good promo. Did I not do that, right? I just recorded, so we're going to generate. We'll keep Mom's voice.
Queen Lennox, dynamic gospel singer from Chicago, Illinois. This is your man, J-Rob, in the morning, J-Rob, in the evening, J-Rob, in the afternoon. I'm your radio man. I from the Shy all the way in Nastyville. Living it up, living it up, living it up. All right.
Voice.
Lennox, Diana.
Okay, all right, Mom. We got okay. Queenie Lennox. So the voice changing. It just allows you to take something you record and put somebody else's voice on. Okay. Sound effects. Here's another feature. You can select one or you can type something in. So I'm just gonna say, man, open the door to his house while cars drive by outside. Sound effects. So that's SFX. If you see that acronym SFX, it just means sound effects. So this way you can put booms and all that stuff. You can add that to your video or audio. So you can create your own sound effects. This is AI. Y'all with me?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. And I'll just play two samples. You see? And the better you prompt it, the better your sound effect. So now you've got a studio, one place. All right. Now let's go on and do this overdub. Let's quit playing. So to clone your voice, the moment you've been waiting on, you're going to go into voices. And if you notice, this is where the library of all the voices that they give you. Mid-America, yes, yeah. Keep me in middle age, I appreciate it. This is where, this is the personal library. There's a community of voices that are out there, all that kind of stuff. So you're going to come into voices, add a new voice. Now, if you have the free plan, you can probably do, I think, voice design. You can't do the voice cloning. You have to upgrade at least to the $5 plan. Voice design is what similar we did with the sound effects. If you go in here, you can say, I want a British male with a raspy deep voice. You can create your own voice and auto-generate and all that and then give it the text to test it with. Okay, I got quite a few credits, so let's just go with that. So you can create your own voice, all right?
The night air carried whispers of betrayal, thick as London fog. I adjusted my cufflinks.
The night air carried whispers of betrayal, thick as London fog.
The night air carried whispers of betrayal, thick as London fog.
And again, remember, got settings, you can change the quality. And once you save it, you can tweak it. Remember the sidebar settings, the exaggeration, all that kind of stuff. That's voice design where you can create your own voices. Clone. We're going to clone. Y'all with me?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, now, so I'm going to record it. You can upload. If you got some stuff you've done, this is what I did for Mom. She had several sermons, so I uploaded, a couple of her sermons, and it took it from that. But we're going to record something. This is Dr. Jeff doing a voice clone. I'm the radio man. I used to do it back in the day. I'm doing it right now. I'm looking at my fans on Zoom. Wave at the folk fans. Yeah. Yeah, that ain't me. It's the voice clone right here with 11 laughs by Dr. Jeff. Giving you at least 30 seconds of audio that they could use for cloning my voice here in 11 laughs. Coming from home in Nashville, and we're done. Okay, so I recorded. Y'all with me? Y'all can still see, right? Okay, all right. And it recorded some stuff, removed background noise, and now it's working it. So you click next. So it just took 30 seconds. I ain't no old British man, young black man. Okay, and you got to confirm. I hereby confirm that I have rights, blah, 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 blah. And this is where they're going to hold you liable. So if you are using somebody else's voice or whatever, and you don't have rights, you said that this is where you get in trouble if you're playing games. So we're going to save it. Let's preview it. See if it's ready.
Magic in the air is tangible when it snows.
Yeah. So this is let's do that. This is going to be our closing thing. What we talked about, I told you I was going to show you how to create an agent, right? So you can try out your new clone, generate speech, where remember you selected, where to go? That one. It went under my personal. We're going to use it. Let's do the Queenie one. Generate.
Annette Queenie Lennox, affectionately called Queenie, is a voice that is uniquely distinct.
Okay, so let's tweak it. It's a little fast. Could y'all hear that?
Mm-hmm.
No?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. A little fast. Well, I don't know. Y'all tell me, what should I do? What should we change? What should I do to try to get it closer? Which one of these?
You slow it down a little bit. You're right.
Slow it down. What else?
And flawless. Everything sounds fabulous.
Okay, so just slow it down.
Yeah.
Okay, I want y'all to tell me because this is what you're going to do when you use this tool. So, and again, we can play around with it. All right, so let's regenerate.
Annette Queenie Lennox, affectionately called Queenie, is a voice that is uniquely distinguished from any other. There is music you hear, then there's music you feel. Queenie Lennox developed the signature.
How was that?
That's really
perfect.
That's good.
And that came from 30 seconds.
Wow.
And we just cloned my voice. Tell me again why we ain't creating content. Now, Matt,
No.
Yeah, and here's what I want to say, especially those of you here that are in any type of entertainment industry, y'all get on this, get ahead of the game. While everybody else is going, I hate AI, and I'm just from the old school. Okay, well, stay old school.
That's why I'm here trying to get there.
Get ahead of it. But dude, y'all don't even have to have 30 years of tech. I talk about it, but it ain't gonna mean nothing after a while. It means none of y'all have to be technical to do this.
Yeah, I'm shaking it out.
So I got all these student loans. That's why I gotta hurry up and create content and make some money. I got all these student loans I gotta pay back. And here y'all come in and don't even have to have the technical background I got. And y'all can do this.
So tell me something.
Yes.
Say for instance, you had a sample of my voice, and I'm always doing different things, and I want to do some stuff on Facebook or whatever, and have to read it out for me so it can be like a, kind of like a radio announcer, that type of sound. You could actually do that if I had put that, like if it was I had just sent you a document and it would read it out just like that, or do I have to give you a sample of how to actually read it?
You would. I need a sample of your voice. So, after I sent you my invoice, I will need a sample of my voice. And not kidding. But I will need a sample of your voice to upload to train the AI, just like what we just did. So just like with my mom Salazar, I had a sample of her preaching and different things, uploaded it into there. And so now when she wants me to create a podcast for her, I just go out and cut and paste her sermon, whatever it is she wants to say to the people. And again, this is just like a Word doc. Y'all see what I'm doing? So you can, paragraphs. It's just like, you can insert this. You can do all kinds. Think of Microsoft Word. And then all I do is just add Mom's voice. I select her voice. Bam. And then I, make sure it sounds right. I listen to it, make sure it's got the inflections and all that. And I generate it. And then what I'll do with her is I use a tool. Remember, I talked to y'all about, I tell you what, I don't want to go there yet.
No, there.
We can do that. Hold on. But I'll bring another tool and I will update it and create a video from it. And I'll show y'all this. I want to do this last thing and then we're done. Because I told you I was going to show y'all how to make an agent. Remember I told y'all that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but yes, that's it. So you can do this yourself, but it's an opportunity to make money and to have a business, because most people don't have the time. So I was like, so this is what I do for my mom. And now she never has to record another message. And she still does. She still likes to get in front of the mic and spit out whatever God gives her. But a lot of times she writes stuff, and when she gets busy, so that now we're not going to miss any episodes, because she just writes up, she sends it to me, and now I can just create a podcast. And so we don't have to miss episodes, So anyway, last thing. And then we are done and we can chat it up. I want to show you all how I did a whole sermon on AI agents. I want to show y'all how to do this. Conversational AI agents. Watch this. An agent, remember, I told you, think of like a support tech, a help desk, coaches, sales agent. It's going to be an AI chat bot that communicates with you. It's called conversational AI. We're going to do mindfulness coach. That's where some of that stuff I had. Remember? Don't worry about it. So we're going to do a coach. Say this is a therapist, because this is actually happening. A mindfulness coach, you want to learn mindfulness and you want to do this. So we're going to create this agent. Y'all going to be blown away by this. All right. So we're in the mindfulness coach. The agent is English. Any additional language? Nope. You program the agent. Remember, think of front desk clerk, or think of you walking into a therapist's office. Hi there. Thanks for taking this moment for yourself. Let's begin by introducing yourselves. I'm going to change it. This is the introduction. I'm Dr. Jeff Robinson. Your name? Can we talk? I'm sorry.
A minute.
What's your name? All right. And this is where it gets into a little bit of prompting, not programming. This is just, you're just telling it. You're telling the system who you are. You are Dr. Jeff, a mindfulness coach, specializing in blah, 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 blah. This ain't difficult. Again, this is English. You're just telling it what it is. You're going to do this. And it's also saying, you are providing voice-based mindfulness sessions. Again, tone. Your tone is soft, centered, inviting, use gentle pauses. You can tell, this is the most programming you're going to do with AI. And this is English. You just tell it how to act. Basically, it's training. Now listen, when you work at Chick-fil-A, you smile, you greet everybody, you tell them you love Jesus, and we ain't here on Sunday. You know?
And you got to end it with my pleasure.
And you got to end it with my pleasure. Right. But love that. But that's what all you do with an agent. You just tell it who it is. Remember, it's dumb. You tell it who it is. So we're just going to keep the defaults. Now, y'all building an agent. This is what people charge $10,000 to $100,000 a month doing for businesses. I'm getting ready to show you all in the next 5 minutes. So we're going to save. So you got the agent, got the prompt. Let's get a voice. We don't want Roger. We want me. Don't worry about all this right now. We're just going to accept the defaults. Stability. Remember all that? It's very simple. Remember all this? Remember the stability and all this stuff? Same thing, again, because we're on the voice. Okay? We're going to save that. Now, how the agent knows what to do is you got to give it data. So how does it know the hours? How does it know this? How does it know that? So on and so forth. Okay? Don't worry about these features right now. That's a little more in depth. Let me get to the, where you give it the data, not the voice. Nope, my bad.
Data collection?
No, it's where you upload. I just walked through this. Hang on, let's make sure I'm not overlooking it. And you can change the colors of it. You could, a call button and all that. This is going to be something we'll do during a totally different thing. If y'all want me to do that, I'll set something up. I know I said that, but if we do it, y'all got to show up. Where is I got to find it. I just went through this whole thing like twice this week. It is right in my face. I'm overthinking this. I am looking for the button where I add my data because it won't work without it. It's slow down. So what I will do is upload documents or knowledge base. There we go. Knowledge base. This is how it knows what it knows. So this is mindfulness, right? Are y'all with me? I know. Am I losing y'all? Am I starting to lose y'all?
You good?
Okay. Mindfulness. So you upload files. I'm going to drag over. Remember that mindfulness document I did an audiobook on? So we're going to use that. Let me upload it.
Oh, wow. So you're basically educating your agent.
You're educating the agent. You can also say if you don't have documents, say you got a URL. Let me go back to my document because I had all my little files for that. Let me let my screen refresh. Hang on. There we go. Sample data. All right, so now you got a website. So say my whole point is mindfulness for children. That's what this agent is going to be. It's going to help. All right, so you can take the website and it will do what is called scraping, web scraping. Have any of y'all heard that term? It is what it sounds like. If you give AI a link, it will scrape, meaning read everything on that link. So we're going to add a link. All this is programming the AI. Y'all with me? Okay, let's give it the knowledge base. So we got URL file, text. We're going to call it text. Dr. Jeff's mindfulness recommendation. Sit down, do what I say. Okay. All right. So here's my recommendations for mindfulness. Sit down, shut up, close your mouth, do what I say. All right. So I'm feeding this. All right. Let's do it. So let's save it. Now we're going to test the agent. So we create the agent. We assigned a voice, these are other features we can go on another time. This is how it's going to greet. Hi there. Thanks for taking this moment for yourself. Let's begin, blah, blah, blah. And there are probably other places I should have added my name. So it may still come up as Joe, but that's fine. You'll get the idea. All right. So let's test it. Ready? Y'all with me?
Yep.
Okay. I know I'm losing y'all. I see y'all yawning. I'm going to wrap it up.
Hey there. Thanks for taking this moment for yourself. Let's begin by introducing ourselves. I'm Dr. Jeff Robinson. What's your name?
My name is John Johnson. How are you today?
Hey there, John Johnson. It's great to meet you. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. And how are you feeling today?
I'm okay. My son has ADHD. He tends to get really upset, and I want to try to teach him mindfulness, but how can I help him?
I understand. It can be challenging when your son gets upset, but it's wonderful that you're looking into mindfulness to help him. Mindfulness can be a really useful tool for managing emotions and improving focus, especially for children with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. To give you the best advice, could you tell me a little more about your son?
Well, okay, hang on. Dr. Jeff, do you have any recommendations for mindfulness? What are your recommendations?
Yes, I do. For children with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, simple breathing exercises can be very effective. One technique is called hot chocolate breath. Have your son hold his hands as if he's holding a mug of hot chocolate. Then imagine smelling the hot chocolate, inhaling deeply through the nose, and then blowing on it to cool it down.
Okay, Dr. Jim, what are your personal recommendations?
As a mindfulness coach, I often recommend starting with short, focused sessions. For example, mindful coloring can be a great way to get started. Have your child choose their favorite coloring tool, crayons, pencils, gel
Thank
pens.
you. So what should I do the next time he gets upset?
When your son gets upset, try to create a calm environment. Encourage him to use the hot chocolate breath technique we discussed, or another simple breathing exercise. You can also try a body scan meditation where he focuses on different parts of his body, noticing any sensations without judgment. Would you like me to elaborate on any?
No, sir. Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
Happy I could help with some techniques to try with your son. Have a wonderful day.
What y'all think?
Amazing.
Now, I didn't program all that. That's the power of AI. All I did was gave it a knowledge base to feed off of. And AI is so intelligent, artificial intelligence. It knew how to dialogue. Now, what helped is what I did, the system prompt. This is a big part of it by telling it who it is. Telling it who it is. And AI is just smart enough. This is conversational AI. So when you hear that term, conversational AI, that's what it is. And if you notice, I said, wait a minute. I just asked it a question and it fed. And if I had asked it something off base like, what is the Elvis Act? It probably would have said, I don't know what you're talking about, because it wasn't in its knowledge base. But remember, we gave it that document. We gave it a whole website. They had like 12,000, whatever it is on it. So it scraped all that. And it was able to intelligently, artificial intelligence, pull together responses to my questions. I am pretty much done. What y'all think?
That's crazy. It's amazing. I'd love to see what you were going to do with Canva.
I will in a minute. I will do it. All right. Y'all talk to me about this. And I'm going to show you, I'll finish up how we do the podcast. Because it's, God, y'all, it's so easy. I need somebody else talking to me outside of Albert, Kobe, and Jock. And
Question.
Go ahead, and Joanne. Go ahead.
Okay. Say, for instance, when you did your mother's podcast, do you have like is it something where you see her talking? Or is it something that just audio, not no video?
Okay, I'm coming to that. That's going to be for once I take these closing questions, and that's going to be for after class. I'm going to show you that in a minute. Hey Jeff, can you repost the summary link? Sure. Shamal Scott, I want some more of y'all to speak up for me. Let me hear you. Turn your mics off. You can turn your video on unless your hair ain't done. Here's the link to the document, and y'all talk to me. I thrive off feedback. We'll chat.
You always keep saying AI does all the heavy lifting, and that's a perfect example of it. That's a ton of work just done in minutes.
Queen, we know you can't talk. You at the funeral. Thank you. I appreciate it, Alfred. Yeah, you stay at the funeral, Queen. And don't turn your video on you. Y'all, you put in your comments. Can you see yourself using some of this?
Absolutely.
100%. I see conversational AI as being the sales assistant that I've been looking for. That can actually dial out, schedule meetings, and set me up for a close. And on the other with the Loving Lens, I see them replacing some of my voiceover people here at the radio station. Because the sound of WZA 9.1 when it comes to promotion. And we can get one that's pretty souped up and hyped up. Yeah, but I've been looking for something to fill my calendar up with that because, like my secretary, some days she get tired, some days she had one of them days, and yeah, we don't want none of that.
Yeah, and to be honest, this conversational AI too is kind of basic to compare to some that are out there that are actually depending on what you want. And this is where I am moving to. And this is where I've already started implementing. It's not implementing it with businesses, but I'm getting some demos out so I can begin to go to businesses and do it. But the concept is still the same. So what I showed you, you can do with every other tool. There's some that are more powerful. You just got to, it can do 12 different things, but the concept is different. You set up the agent, give it the knowledge base. Then the biggest, more challenging part is how do I connect it to my Calendar? How do I connect it to my Google? And they make that easy with just point and click. Really. So anybody can do this. And there are folk making money from this. Now, again, y'all don't even have to get Is there anybody that couldn't do what I just did? Now, I would have to show you some of the advanced features. But again, for what we just did, some of you, that's all you really need. The agent, knowledge base, put it on your website, and that's where the widget part comes in. You will copy this code. That's where someone like me could probably come in, unless you already know how to do embed code. Then you don't need me. Put it on your website, and this is what it looks like. Y'all see that? And it shows you what it'll look like on your website. So they've got all kinds. Anyone else? Y'all put in the chats. How was this? Was this helpful?
Definitely.
And I'll do the after class in a hot second. Okay, everybody's welcome to stay. So ask me, what do I do? How do I do the whole podcast, right? This is what I use for my godmom. So I will let me just demonstrate. So I'm going to open up Canva. Is everybody good? Anybody got any questions about what we've done so far? I'm going to just take it to the next piece here. Okay. No, I'm going to stay in the browser. Y'all can still see my screen. You see Canva? I use Canva because it's easy. If you're an Adobe person, that's fine. Canva is just easy for anybody to use. Matter of fact, I'm going to find one of hers. Let me just search. So her podcast is Netta Live. And so let me find one of my actual apps. Okay. So I'll just walk through it. So I have her audio, right? So we've gone to 11 labs. Let me go back real quick. Okay, so we're going to take, I'll say one of these. Let's take the Queenie Lennox. How about I do this one? We take that one. I'm going to play a little bit of it. A voice you can feel to encompass the belief that when your voice is heard, your heart should be felt. Queenie Lennox is developing Queen song music. Okay, fine. So we're going to download. This is, we're going to download Queenie. Let me make sure I got everything I need there. Okay. Where am I download? There it is. Download. All right. Y'all see what I'm doing? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I've got my download from Queenie. Just open up another window, which you can't see. So I'm going to go in here and create a design in Canva. And it's because it's going up to YouTube, we're going to create a video. YouTube uses landscape. This is what you want to use on YouTube. Y'all with me? And Canva's added some new stuff, so I hadn't played with some of that yet. But I'm going to use this template right here. You get to pick a template. They give you all kinds of templates, but we're just not going to make this difficult. So I'm going to just use this one that has a laptop. Okay. And so I'm going to, because I have created some images of her stuff, let me find who that handsome fellow. I tell you what, let me find mine. Hang on. Well, let me just for grins. I'm going to just say, I have an image of her. I got it. Hang on. Let me just open up another window. I got it. Because I want action. Okay, so I want to find a YouTube one. All right, I'm just going to use this right now. So I'm going to export this one. I can export it as a video and it'll move and do stuff. So while that's downloading, I am going to, so I'm good there. Okay, so we can just stay in Canva. You know what? Let me make this easy. So I'm constantly waiting. I'm on PNG. That's a quicker download. All right, let me get the picture. Righty. So I am going to bring one of these up. I'm going to bring a couple of her pictures over. All right. I didn't mean to do that. Hang on. Click the wrong button. That click habit. Okay. You go back to my design here. I am going to now, that's what I wanted, in a new tab. I'm going to now go to uploads and upload the image. Let's upload that. And then I'm going to upload, I'll come back to that. The audio, is that it? Yeah, that was my audio file. You take the audio, y'all still with me? And you drag it into Canva. So here's the audio. And you just add an image on top of it. Where my images go?
Canva's doing audio now?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Canva's doing a whole lot. That's why folks scared of Canva. Canva's doing almost anything that you can do with Adobe, or a lot cheaper. So I'm just going to, and you just put an image. I have an image of her. Okay, there we go. And you can have a mobile image that's moving and doing stuff, or I'm just going to put this, a PNG, just a regular file. I think my storage is full is why I don't like it. And then you just kind of, this is a really hard, I'm just kind of doing it for example, but you can create the image you want. I'm just going to put it in the middle. This is just for demonstration. Y'all know what to do to make it, get the right size and all that. I'm just demonstrating. So now, and if I wanted to add another something, let's just say element, go on Canva and just say call to action. And I want to add a subscribe, at the end of the video. Again, y'all make it pretty how you want it. So that's now we got a podcast for audio podcast for YouTube. So this can be like the intro, and let's go.
Annette Queenie Lennox, affectionately called Queenie, is a voice that is uniquely distinguished from any other. There is music you hear, then there's music you feel. Queenie Lennox developed the signature, a voice you can feel, to encompass the belief.
Okay, I need another to compensate for them. I'm just adding images, so just work with me. It don't have to make sense. Just, you get it. You'll get it.
Annette Queenie Lennox, affectionately called Queenie, is a voice that is uniquely distinguished from any other. There is music you hear, then there's music you feel. Queenie Lennox developed the signature, a voice you can feel, to encompass the belief that when your voice is heard, your heart should be felt. Queenie Lennox is developing Queen song music to develop music and productions that are not just entertaining, but life-changing. Queenie Lennox believes that what comes from the heart reaches the heart and changes lives. Queen song music is...
Y'all get it. Now, all I got to do is download it as a video and upload to my YouTube channel.
That's it.
You got to add a thumbnail. YouTube requires it, but just upload to your YouTube channel. And then you use ChatGPT. Let me show you. I'm going to go to my YouTube. So create, upload video, you select files. Let me just find a video. This is just a generic video. Just, open. Now that video, of course, is in the wrong format, but you give it your title, you give it a description. And what you can do is tell you go in ChatGPT and, you can describe today's episode is blah, 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 and tell ChatGPT to rewrite it for a YouTube description. Here's my episode description. I'm talking about, God loves little children and blah, 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 blah. ChatGPT can rewrite it, or Google, or whatever you use, whatever large language model you use, and it can rewrite it, say, rewrite as a YouTube description. And then you put it in there. If you got a playlist, which is what I have like for the AI Takeover stuff, this is where I upload it. Is it made for kids? You say no. The reason why you're saying no is if it's something that's specifically targeted, then there are other questions you'll have to answer. Of course, kids can watch it, but it's not necessarily made for kids, unless it's a kids channel. Then you show more. Does it contain a paid endorsement? Remember what I said about altered content. Remember that part where I said it's going to ask you? You got to say yes or no. And if you lie, you get caught. They will shut you down. I accept default. You can put your tags in there. You can do all this. Embedding allows people to remember how people take a video and put it on their channel and do this and do that. Or if you're going to put this on your website, you want to allow embedding. And this lets your subscribers know that, hey, I got a new video out there, and the category, these are things we can go into a little bit in depth, or you can just get a YouTube video, how to upload to YouTube. You just go to next, and this is just the simplistic way. You want to make it public. Here's the thing. If it's just something private, no one will be able to get to it. Unlisted means it won't show up like how they list video recommendations, but people can still watch it if they got the link. Public is just that. Schedule is if what I do with Mom's episodes is when we get it ready to go and get the video cleaned up and all that stuff, I schedule it. So I can schedule it for next Saturday at 12 and it'll automatically go out there. And then you can put your social media content, say, hey, y'all, my new video is live, and it's automatically out there. So you get your stuff ready and get it queued up. You can schedule it. And at April 20th at 12 a.m., your video is on your channel. And if you already got your social media, your newsletter, yada, 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 you ain't got to go out. It's already done. And you hit schedule and you're good to go. Questions. And there's the AI Takeover. See, so this is all the takeover stuff. And this is something else I can show you later. There's a way to get what they call timestamps. Can y'all see that?
Okay.
Timestamps. That's going to be that's a thing where it can take your audio. And this is where like Notebook LM can come in. Remember, since we're here, Notebook LM can upload your audio and you can say it'll transcribe, or you can find a tool that transcribes, and in your prompt you can say create timestamps, and it will go through your meeting, your webinar, and all that. And it will, identify, okay, around at 1:00 to 2, he did introduction to AI. And then around 2 minutes, he talked about this, and it just, again, this helps with video editing. A lot of these AI tools will do it for you. You may still have to go in and tweak it, but now you don't have to listen to a whole hour video trying to go, well, when did he start talking about webinar? When did he start talking about podcasts? It can give you an idea, say, well, he started there. And like, okay, cool. It identifies because it listens to the whole video and everything, and it transcribes. And in your prompts, you can tell it, give me timestamps. Or in a lot of these tools, it does it automatically. Like the tool I'll talk about upcoming, where you can actually record your video, Riverside FM. The reason why I like Riverside FM for recording podcasts and things like that. Can you do a podcast in 11 laughs? Absolutely. You can just write your text out, do it, upload it to Canva. But if you're going to be doing video podcasts, I recommend Riverside, not just because I get a kickback, but it's kind of like 11 laughs. It's an all-in-one. Remember how, because you can edit a video like a Word document. Remember I just showed y'all? In 11 laughs, we edited audio. It's called text to audio editing. So you can do your video. So you record this whole video. And you're like, man, I got to sit through all that. No, the first part, like what I do when I edit these videos, I know a lot of times at the beginning of it, we chatting it up. Hey, what's going on? Yeah. Well, when you've uploaded it, I'm going to upload this video into Riverside. And it's going to transcribe all of it. It's going to say, Dr. Jeff was talking, and then Jock started laughing, and Albert said something, then Mark chimed in, and Jeff said he's going to fight Mark. All right. I just go in the transcript and just delete all that like a Word doc, and it takes it out the video. That's the power of AI. That's the power of AI. Since y'all here, I can show y'all. I can show you. You want me to show you?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good, Dr. Jeff. Yes.
Okay, so Riverside FM. I love Riverside. Again, there are a lot of them that do it. StreamYard. There are a lot of them that have it. Riverside has a lot of features. I'm an all-in-one person, so I kind of like all-in-one. So again, this isn't just about trying to get you to use my affiliate. You don't have to. But I'm all about to find the tools that work, because there's 1,000 of them out there, and stick with those. Riverside FM. I'm going to show you just the content. I'm going to show you what I did with the last episode. Again, y'all sticking around now. Look at y'all. Y'all just hanging in. I can't get rid of y'all. Y'all like stray cat. All right. All right. So under my projects, let me find the last AI Takeover. I got a whole bunch of projects. AI Takeover. Okay. So here's the AI Takeover folder. So in Riverside, just real simple, you create studios. And in my studio, I got different projects. So this is where I do all my AI Takeover things. So I will upload the video. This is on Zoom. Zoom gonna download it. I upload it into Riverside. So here's the last one. That's February. That's the first one. That's this one. So let me show you. Let me just show you this. If I go to edit it, what it happens is it transcribes the whole video. Can y'all still see me? It transcribes the whole video. No, that one I remember. Yeah, I kind of cut everything out. Oh, no, this is the original. No, I remember I started recording late. All right. So it transcribes. So let's just say his video. All right. Let's get back to it. All right. Recording in progress. All right. Y'all hear that? Okay. So let's just say I want to take that out. It's like, I don't do that. Let me play a little more so we can. All right. We've gone through all of our hoopla and why we here today and all that good stuff. So that's our table of contents. We're going to cover Notebook LM, which is the new tool by Google. Okay. Let's say I want to get rid of all that. I don't want to do all that. You're editing a video with AI. Watch this. I don't have to go into the timeline. Where my video editors at? Fred and John. You don't have to go into the timeline and cut and paste. With AI, all you got to do is delete. It takes it out of the video. So now if I hit play, although you can still see it, it's deleted. Many of y'all know this. I'm not going to delay the time. Now see that? You already using AI. Did y'all see it? Let me start. I went back to the top. Although I can still see it, it's deleted. It's going to start. Many of y'all know this. I'm not going to delay the time with it. So how much time does that save you video editing?
That does save a lot. My question is, what about, does it transcribe video without audio? Does it put the description.
No, it has to have.
Has to have audio.
Respect my response. I'm not being a smart aleck. What do you mean? How do you transfer without audio?
So if I was to film at an event, let's say a wedding, and it's the reception, people are out there dancing, and I have clips of people dancing. That doesn't necessarily have people conversing, talking. It would just be.
Oh, can you extract the audio?
No, not extract the audio. I want to, once edit the video, I might want to take out, I may want to use a clip. Perfect example. I may have a clip of the couple dancing. Someone walks past the camera. I want to edit that out. I would think that AI has transcribed that into saying couple dancing, person walks past couple.
That would be, that's not this tool. I see what you're saying. You're talking an AI that's actually watching the video and interpreting what's going on.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, no, this can't do that. But now if someone walked past and said, y'all better get it, you can take him out, but to actually, you talking an AI that watches the video and tells you what's going on. I'm trying to think which one that is. You always go there with me. I'm not going down. But yes, there's an AI that you can give it. Doc, you just gotta call me. I don't. Okay. We said talk.
Yes, there is a AI that does basically reverse video to text.
Okay. I am not. Is that not hitting me off the top of my head? I know there is. I do know there is. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. You gotta get back with me or just ping me later. Let me think on it. But absolutely. But I know what you said. You wanted to be able to say, "Man walks across," and you want to be able to take that clip out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. No, okay. I got to come back to it. I'm sorry. Okay. But absolutely. Yes. Yeah. I mean, you got to understand and the reason why I know this, because all of this, if this stuff is here, and this is why I'm pushing Black people to get on, get with it before these other folks, I don't mean it like that, but before people catch it. You know what I'm saying? But I give me maybe a little later, I'll come back, but there's tools that can do that.
Okay.
But y'all see this? You see how you just edited a video with text? But Mark, I think you are in the right place. It's video to text editing. It's just I don't know, I can't remember which tools do it. Anybody thoughts? Y'all give me your thoughts. And all you gotta do now is, this is where you still, you might want to listen, but it helps because you got to transcribe. So if there was some conversation like what last time we got on all kinds of conversations, we talked politics and that. Well, all I did was go to that part where I looked at where we started talking other stuff, and it gives you the chapter headings. You see the timestamps. Y'all with me? Okay. So I went back, was like, okay, we started, going down a different path. I was like, I definitely don't want that in the video. So I just cut and I highlighted it and hit delete. The script. Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Fred.
Did you edit out all the times that you dropped the curse word?
Hope so. I hope so. If I didn't, y'all just bear with you. Yeah, that's a good question. No, sir, but you kept saying, excuse me. Oh, no, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, some of that y'all should have to accept it. I might need to make sure I put the over 18, though, because I'm sure I didn't get all of it.
That's what guys is suggested. I got it.
That's why for my video, I said it ain't for kids, because I'm liable to do it. Wait till my podcast launches next month. I mean, so.
Go sit down.
Okay, thank you, Fred. This script. The script is here. Here's a good one. Thank you, Fred. The scripts are very popular. And here's the deal. The script is a combination of Riverside meets 11 Labs, because in this script, you can take out pieces, but you can also, if something was missing in the video, you can add it in your voice.
Wow.
So take 11. Thank you, Fred. That was the script meets Riverside. Riverside meets 11 Labs is the script. That's why I like the script too. The script's in it, and you can record a podcast. Everything I'm doing here, you can do in the script. And I think the script does connect to 11 Labs. So if you create a voice in 11 Labs, most of these features do. That's why I say 11 Labs is kind of like the king of it, because a lot of these other tools like the script allows you to connect to in an 11 Labs and bring the voice over. So if there's something missing in the video, in the script, you can type it in and say, now put it in my voice.
Now, Dr. Jeff, can you do the opposite? If you originally took something out, can you put it back in later?
Like what I'm doing here?
Yes.
Because if you see, can you see my screen?
Yes.
So you can highlight and click restore. You see that?
Okay.
So if you look at his timeline right there, you see that little black spot. Oh, because the green wave is his audio wave. but on top of that is the video. And what he edited out is that black spot.
It was all restored.
There.
And so
it's
back. Yeah, it's hard because it's black and my screen is black. But you can also just highlight it. That's why it highlights it. It shows it lined out, scripted out, lined out, crossed out. But you can always go back, highlight it, and put it back in. And now it's back in the video. See? Right, go here. It put it right back. All right. See?